How's it going, my viewers? Welcome to another video from yours truly. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about a super secret Pokemon that might actually help you kitties, if not defeat the meta, at least even the odds with the meta. And that Pokemon I'm talking about is, of course, Mudsdale. So, how does Mudsdale counter the meta? You may be asking, Ippy, you're insane. Why would Mudsdale? How does Mudsdale? What kind of craziness are you flipping over there, Reshiram? Why are you saying that this Pokemon, this very slow Alolan Pokemon, how does this counter what's in the meta? You're looking at Tapu Fini. You're looking at Regieleki. You're looking at Landorus Therian. You're looking at Incineroar. You're looking at Urshifu. You're looking at Glacier, Metagross, Kartana, Moltres, Rillaboom, Dusclops. You're looking at all these super popular, super bulky, super strong Pokemon that will just eat Mudsdale up for lunch. How is Mudsdale going to counter this meta? Simple question. Simple answer. The answer is Mudsdale's team and Mudsdale's ability, as well as Mudsdale's item. First of all, we're going to look at what Mudsdale does. Mudsdale's stamina ability, for those of you who don't know, Mudsdale has this ability where first thing it likes to do, every time it gets hit, increase its defense stat by 1 stage. That's it. That's pretty much it. That automatically already counters. Let's see. What Pokemon does it counter? What moves does it or what Pokemon does it counter? First of all, Mudsdale counters Regieleki. A lot of what Regieleki has, it's not affected by Mudsdale, or it can't touch Mudsdale. Landorus Therian. Sure, Landorus Therian isn't going to take much damage from Mudsdale outside of a max Rockfall or pretty much max Rockfall and Ironhead maybe. And obviously Intimidate is going to hinder Mudsdale's, offensive pressure. But Landorus Therian doesn't do a lot of damage to Mudsdale. Sure, that 145, sounds dangerous, but once Mudsdale gets up to 3 defense stats, that attack stat doesn't look all that intimidating. Then you've got Incineroar. Obviously, Incineroar is not a Pokemon that wants to deal with Mudsdale to begin with. And Mudsdale, like I said, once it gets those defense stats rolling, 1 body press will blow up Incineroar right there, right then, no questions asked. The only Pokemon that really hinders Mudsdale and what it wants to do is Urshifu. As you can see here, just Urshifu with Wicked Blow and its ability to break through barriers, but break through protects, and the constant critical hit every time from Wicked Blow means Mudsdale is going to suffer. But at the same time, if it's at full HP, Mudsdale should at the very least be able to survive against Urshifu. Now, what about the next 2 Pokemon, Glacier and Metagross? Well, I'm going to show a video right now. I'm actually going to show you a quick video. 3, 2, 1, and a boop. Alright, so what you're watching on screen right now is a battle between my VGC team that I'm currently running on the Master Ball rank and against some random Joe Schmo. I forget what rank they were at. I know they were above the 8,000 points category, but they came at me with this Speed Swap Pheromosa strategy, and I love that people are making use of the Speed Swap Pheromosa. It's a pity it's not my Trick Room Pheromosa, but using Speed Swap on Glacier is actually very, very beneficial. Now, they catch me off guard with the Speed Swap, but most importantly, they catch me off guard by not Dynamaxing their Glacier, going for these Icicle Spears. It's actually very clever on their part, going for this move instead of Icicle Crash. Because first of all, that wouldn't have killed my Dragon Ball. Second of all, it does activate the Glacier's Chilling Neigh ability. But my Mudsdale isn't going to be too intimidated by that Chilling Neigh. It's not going to be too intimidated by this Glacier. The fact that they went for the Icicle Spear means Glacier doesn't want to be Dynamaxing to use its attack. It's obviously too weak to be able to deal any damage, and if it were to use that ability or use that move against my Mudsdale, it just wouldn't survive. It just wouldn't deal any damage to my Mudsdale after the second hit. Every time I get hit by any attack, I'm going to get one stage in defense. So, first hit would deal modest damage, but would also activate my weakness policy. Second hit would increase my defense stage by 2. Then the third would increase by a third. And eventually the damage would just fall off. Glacier would just do absolutely nothing to my Mudsdale. It just would not do anything. Out comes the Tapu Fini. It's going to be dealing some real scary damage to me. But it's not a threat to me. Why? Because I've got a Dracozolt. He doesn't want to risk his Tapu Fini against the Dracozolt. He doesn't want to risk any damage against, the one Pokemon that can actually hit my Mudsdale at this time. Okay, so Impy, you're telling us that Mudsdale counters the meta. How does Mudsdale counter the meta? You're basically telling us that Mudsdale can do stuff. Okay, so what? A lot of other Pokemon can do stuff. What makes Mudsdale so special? Like I said, Mudsdale can deal with a lot of threats. You're going to be watching on screen, I don't know at what point in this video, but you're going to be watching another battle in which I almost take out a Metagross, going for a max steel spike, after going for my Surf, triggering my own weakness policy, almost blowing up the Metagross with a max Quake. +2 max Quake from an adamant natured, or not adamant natured, but a brave natured Mudsdale almost blows up Metagross in one shot. That's just the Metagross. We're also talking about the other Pokemon. If Tapu Fini also does not one-shot Metagross with a crit, and that has actually happened to me a lot of times while running this team, crits have been my nemesis on the Mudsdale. I do all I can to keep my Mudsdale safe, alive, at the very least keep it rolling, and all that happens is one crit from the muddy water from Tapu Fini, ending my Mudsdale's reign of terror on the enemy team. It is just so bulky, so hard to break through, and if you can keep that Mudsdale alive, it will just steamroll over the enemy team. You also can't use a burn on it, especially if your Pokemon especially if Mudsdale is using Body Press, because all those defense stats, like I said, they stack up, they add up. Eventually, the Body Press alone is gonna be more than enough damage for Mudsdale to just steamroll through anything on the opponent's side of the field. Alright, so what else about Mudsdale can, give your team a helping hand, especially in the Master Ball rank? The teammates alongside Mudsdale. You saw on my team Dracozolt. However, Dracovish can also be run alongside Mudsdale, simply because of setting up the Sandstorm. If you can get the Sandstorm up, any Pokemon that your Mudsdale fears, Dracozolt or Dracovish can deal with on their own. Yeah, you're afraid of dealing with Landorus Therian, for example? Dracovish can blow it up in one shot. You don't want to deal with a Tapu Fini? Dracozolt can blow it up in one shot. I mean, for bloody sakes, Moltres, Galarian Moltres. I'm going to show you in 2 seconds. 3, 2, 1, boop! And a boop, and there we go. There you can see it right there. If you use a Mudsdale using Max Rockfall, and it is a super effective hit, trust me, Moltres does not like getting hit by a Max Rockfall, even though it's Dark Flying. Birds do not like it when rocks get thrown at them. Very clever joke, Game Freak. We've laughed at it for a couple of years now. Now, this is, of course, with the weakness policy activated. If my Dragon Ball gets the weakness policy activated, I'm at +2. I don't have to deal with anything. Unless I get burned that turn, or my opponent has a fit or whatchamacallit, a reflect barrier active, you are almost one-shotting Galarian Moltres. And this is the most positive, or not the most positive, but the most popular spread, just based on what Picolytics says is going on here. This is the most popular spread for in terms of EVs and natures when it comes to Galarian Moltres. If it is just the standard timid nature Moltres, or even this Moltres just dies. Let's just get rid of the just get rid of those. Bam, Moltres just insta dies. If it's a timid natured Moltres, unless it's got the HP investment, or you get burned, or it's behind a reflect barrier, Moltres is going to die. Now, if we were to put those EVs back into 212, nope, that's 212. Okay, 212. Now then, and we change over to Dracozolt. Okay, 1 second. We're gonna change over quickly to Dracozolt. We're gonna go for the blank set. We're gonna go for our adamant natured. We're gonna set the level back to 50. We're not using the Dynamax move. However, we are going to strap ourselves a choice band, because when it comes to Dracozolt, you want to be hitting everything you want with full bloody power. So we're gonna pretend that we are moving first. Obviously, that's not what it's going, but let's see. This move doubles in power if the Pokemon moves first. So we're going to pretend that we're moving first, and we are going to double this move's attack, which brings this up to 170, if I'm correct. Again, one-shots, Moltres. Without the screen, without the reflect, without a burn, Moltres dies full HP while Dynamaxed. Mudsdale can do a lot of things for you when it comes to the meta. Now, obviously, this is not a one-trick pony. Mudsdale is not going to solve all your problems. It can't deal with everything that comes against it. Obviously, without a way to heal Mudsdale, it's eventually gonna go down. All that defensive bulk, all that offensive power does come at a price. If you're not in Trick Room, you're not gonna last very long. Unless you can keep your Mudsdale safe, at the very least, draw fire away from the Mudsdale long enough for you to get snowballing with it, long enough for Mudsdale to do what it needs to do. At the very least, get rid of the key Pokemon on your opponent's side of the field. Then your Mudsdale is going to, like I said, it's just gonna snowball for you. It's a Pokemon that likes to snowball. And like I showed you, it can counter a lot of things with the meta. In fact, I think you're actually probably going to be watching some of my online battles while I was recording footage for this video. It just destroys a lot of things when it's given the chance. And that will pretty much conclude my video. Hopefully you kids learned a thing or two about Mudsdale. Hopefully you can make use of it in the meta, or at the very least to help counter the meta. It's not a Pokemon that you can just throw onto a team. No, you basically have to start with Mudsdale and then build a team around the Mudsdale. You can't throw it onto a team like certain other Pokemon. I'm looking at you, Landorus Therian. Looking at you, Incineroar. You can't just throw them onto a team and it just automatically becomes better. It's a Pokemon that is very specialized in what it wants to do, and at the same time, it fits into the niche of it's powerful, but at the same time, it suffers a lot of weaknesses. It suffers tremendously from special attackers. If you don't get the the ball rolling, Mudsdale is not going to survive. But if it's a physical attacker, Mudsdale can take almost any physical attack the longer a match goes on. Your biggest weakness, however, crits. For some reason, Mudsdale cannot survive critical hits. I'll see you all in another video. Until then, take care, everybody. Bye-bye!